we wanted to make sure that we lead with volume. Classically, we've been leading with price a bit, but volume is actually telling a bit more about the health of your business. And that goes really back to our growth action plan that we've launched approximately 1.5 years ago, and we followed through with a growth action plan 2030, which is a more comprehensive strategy around focus on our power brands. So our power brands, the 30 power brands, are actually growing ahead of the company average. Again, in quarter four, 5.3%. Focus on our most important markets. Making sure our brands that you see here are what we call unmissably superior. So we're putting a lot of attention to execution behind our brands, that we become a more social first company. Consumers shop more and more, via their phone, as you know, or where commerce and entertainment and media all converge. And that's, that was a leap that we still had to take. And I'm very happy that we are accelerating in all of that. I'm also happy, by the way, underpinning all of that are our sustainability results, which we also issued today. And they were also ahead of expectations. So it's about execution, what I call 360. Financial results, non-financial results, with a great team of people. So, yeah.
Unilever and a lot of your peers in the last few years have been losing market share to private label and cheaper alternatives as consumers have struggled with inflation and cost of goods. Are you taking market share back from private label?
Yeah, so over the last 12 weeks or so, our market shares are relatively flat. And in the universe that we measure, we believe that some other areas where we don't necessarily measure share, and that's for our well-being business in the US, our food solutions business, our ice cream out-of-home business, we tend to grow a bit ahead of the competition, so that's good. And what you see with consumers is generally bifurcation. So consumers, yes, they buy value, but they also tend to buy more premiumized products. And, we know that and where to play, and therefore we are premiumizing our portfolio somewhat. And overall private label in North America and in Europe, it's plateauing generally, so it's not necessarily growing substantially. So we're navigating through that.
What are you expecting for 2025? It sounds like the beginning of the year is set to be a bit slower in terms of growth. Why is that?
Well, we're seeing markets slow. In quarter four, we see that continuing in quarter one. And obviously, we have very global coverage. So, yes, overall market growth is important for us. China was really, around zero in quarter four, and we see that continuing. It's important. The US did slow a little bit, but still very strong if you compare to the rest of the world. So, despite markets, obviously, as I said, with our GAP 2030 plan, we aim to grow ahead of the competition. I feel that was what we've done in quarter four. We want to do that again in quarter one, but we see more challenging circumstances overall. In the back of 2025, with commodity costs going up a bit, there will be somewhat more room for pricing. We're obviously careful for that, but that will probably come when throughout the year, and not so much at the beginning of the year. And therefore, we believe that growth will be back-weighted in 2025.
What does that mean for margins in 2025?
Yeah, so if you think about that, the margins in the beginning of 2024 were quite high, so we have a strong comparator. So therefore, we expect gross margins in the first half of 2025 to be, sort of at that level, but certainly not growing or expanding. And we do expect more positive developments in the back half of the year.
Let me ask you about ice cream.
Sure.
Investors are very keen to understand this portfolio change story. It's been really a turnaround and all about pruning the portfolio for Unilever. What is the update? You say ice cream is on track. What are the listing plans? Tell us more.
Yeah, so what we're announcing today, that first of all, the demerger is on track. And we've always said, from the moment of announcement, that we're keen to demerge in the fourth quarter of 2025. So that's what we want to do. What we're announcing today are three things. One is a designate chair. It will be a new company, and Jean-François van Boxmeer has agreed to be the chair of that new company. That's good. He has a lot of experience, and we're happy with that choice. Second, we have the country of incorporation. Ice cream is established in the Netherlands with its headquarters, and that country will therefore also be the country of incorporation. And then third, we're going to list ice cream on three exchanges that are also the three Unilever exchanges, and that's Amsterdam, London, and New York.